The former Secretary of State under George W. Bush writing in a stunning leaked email that he doesn't want to vote for Hillary Clinton. He called her. And he's basically saying because her husband is still blanking bimbos at home. Now, according to the hacker website DC Leaks, which is thought to be backed by Russia Leaks, he said, quote, "I would rather not have to vote for her, although she is a friend I respect, a 70-year-old person with a long track record. Unbridled ambition, greedy, not transformational, with the husband still, again, blanking bimbos at home." This all told to Democrat donor Jeffrey Leeds, Hillary Clinton's camp declining to comment to Fox. We've got Trump's senior advisor, Tana Gertz, joins me now. What do you make of this, Tana?
Wow. I'm glad I didn't say that. Secretary Powell, I appreciate what he was saying there about letting the American people realize exactly what Hillary Clinton was all about there. You know, he warned her that this email gate was going to happen, and she continued to lie to the American people and the FBI, and therefore now there's a lot of Americans that feel that they can't trust her, and rightfully so. She was reckless and very extremely careless with all of our national security, and I think that's why we're seeing the bump in the polls going up for Mr. Trump and them going down for Hillary Clinton.
Now, Tana, I want you to respond to this one. When asked about the email's authenticity, the Colin Powell camp wrote to the New York Post, quote, "Geez, I don't remember this one. Best to ignore, don't you think?" So it's, and also Fox Business has reached out. It's the Powell camp, the Powell side's not denying this. What do you make of that?
Well, he didn't want to be dragged into this mess, and unfortunately, he was dragged into this mess. And I can see where his camp is saying, keep us out of this because this is negative, and this is very disarming. People are very disappointed in the fact that we expect to be able to trust the Secretary of State. We expect to trust our government, and this was just proven records that we cannot trust them. And Donald Trump brought this all to light, saying, this is what we're dealing with. We're dealing with a candidate who the American people cannot put their trust in. We can't have Hillary Clinton going to the White House. So I see why Secretary Powell didn't want his association with what's going on with Hillary.
Yeah. And Tana, both these former secretaries of state, they travel in the same circles in Washington, D.C. Here's what else, the other thing that's going on, too, is the emails came just days after the New York Post, which Powell appears to cite. The New York Post reported, quote, "Bill Clinton reportedly has a mistress, a buxom blonde mistress who visits so often when Hillary Clinton isn't home in Chappaqua." That's her home in upstate New York, in Westchester, that the former president's Secret Service detail, they've given this mistress an unofficial code name, Energizer. What do you think?
Yes,
This seems to be an open secret in Chappaqua, right? This just doesn't add to the trust issue.
Well, this definitely doesn't add to the trust issue, and this made me wonder why Secretary Powell said he respects Hillary as a friend. I don't know how you respect someone who may know of this information and still stay with the man, but it's unfortunate. This is not the first time that I've heard this because I do deal with a lot of law enforcement, being with the campaign, and a lot of people have also said that, that this is common practice. But I'm not here to talk about what Hillary Clinton or Bill Clinton's personal life, unfortunate as it is, may be. I can tell you what, that my candidate, the person that I work for, the next president of the United States, loves his wife Melania very much, and he comes home to her every evening.
Yeah, it's tough. We're going through the 1990s again with the Clintons' marital problems. Next up, we've got a hack attack on former Secretary of State Colin Powell's. Basically, here's another email. He believes that Hillary's mafia was trying to drag him into her email, the use of the private server scandal. And now Hillary Clinton is in day 3 of recuperating from pneumonia that she basically was diagnosed with last Friday. We've got newly leaked emails showing Colin Powell, who served under President George W. Bush, warning that he did not want to be scapegoated. He didn't want to be blamed. He didn't want to be tied anywhere with the Hillary Clinton problems. And days after the news broke about the Clinton email scandal, he emailed this, quote, "Been having fun with Emailgate. Hillary's mafia keeps trying to suck me into it." And yet, in another email, he writes, quote, "Sad thing is that HRC could have killed this 2 years ago by merely telling everyone honestly what she had done and not tying me into it." Tana, what do you think of Powell's comments? By the way, it should be pointed out that Colin Powell used an AOL account. He didn't use a private server. What do you make of the emails?
Right. Well, what I make of his comment there, I saw a little different scenario. What I saw is he was more or less saying Hillary Clinton is not transparent. Hillary Clinton is not honest and trustworthy with the American people. Her emails showed that, but he was more or less just letting the American people realize that this is not a person that you can trust, not only with your national security, but with anything. And so this is not going to be this will not be the first president. Trust me, I know that there will be the first female president, but it just won't be Hillary Clinton. And Secretary Powell more or less agrees that she is not going to be the right one because she is extremely careless with her emails.
Next up, Powell, the former Secretary of State Colin Powell, doesn't only have tough words for Hillary Clinton. The hacked emails reveal he called Donald Trump, quote, a national disgrace and an international pariah, and he criticizes Trump for questioning President Obama's religion, saying, quote, yep, the whole birther movement was racist. That's what the 99% believe. When Trump couldn't keep that up, he said he also wanted to see if President Obama's certificate noted that the president was a Muslim. Tana, what do you think of Colin Powell criticizing Trump here?
Well, I mean, he's entitled to his opinion just like anyone else. But, you know, if it wasn't for Donald Trump, maybe President Obama would have never brought out the birth certificate. So there was a lot of Americans that wanted to see that, and Donald Trump just brought that to light.
All right, but, you know, Colin, what do you make of Colin Powell saying, using the word racist here? Again, the racist charge.
Of course, the racist charge. I mean, that's common. That's what they do when they can't realize that, oh my word, this person is making ground. This person is an outsider who is actually getting millions of people behind him. I'm afraid of what's happening, so let's throw the racist card out. I know Mr. Trump very well, and I know for a fact that he loves all Americans, and he does not see color.
Yeah, and to your point about the race getting tight, you're right. We've got brand new results from polling coming out that in the battleground states, Donald Trump is gaining on and surpassing Hillary Clinton. We've got news on that coming up. Thank you, Tana Gertz. Really appreciate it.